So we've seen an interesting shift kind of over the years we went through maybe a kind of a middle period from 2005 to 2025 where the latest gadget was very much the thing to have. We're now seeing a bit more patience, I guess, with a number of our participants where, particularly if you take something like phones, they don't feel the need to constantly be going out and getting the latest device. They're maybe holding on to their current device a bit longer. They're buying refurbished devices because they just don't feel the advances in tech have been quite the same and they haven't put the same amount of value on that. Whereas if you go back all the way to 2005, various of our participants were saying that they couldn't see the benefits of why you would need the internet on a phone when the screen was quite so small. And then you fast forward just a couple of years later and they're saying that they've invested in their first smartphone and they think it's brilliant. And then just a couple of years later and they say they can't leave the house without it.
There is a stat that goes with that finding as well, which is that back in 2005, we used to ask people how many calls and how many texts they'd sent each week. And, and obviously people can't be absolutely precise about it, but nonetheless, I think the average was around 20 calls and 28 texts that people sent each week. But, you can imagine today the idea that you would even ask or be able to count the number of messages that you send on a weekly basis. So that, that again is a stat that really brings home the extent of change that we've had over this last 20 years.